The two greatest comic book films of all time have been revealed by the New York Times. These films are in the thumbnail, and they are, of course, The Dark Knight and Black Panther. I'm sorry. Those two? These two? That's the best? Really? The glazing that these two films get, and people just overlook all their flaws, is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's get this out of the way right away. I love The Dark Knight and I love Black Panther. Are they among my favorite comic book films of all time? No. But I think both are great in their own right and do things completely differently, and both elevate the comic book genre for a different reason. I love both. The Dark Knight is a film that I have just about every hot toy from. That's how much I like the film. But people nonstop glaze The Dark Knight and Black Panther to no end. And the fact that both of these films ended up making it into the top 100 films of all time, let me repeat that, is baffling. Because these are films that are supposedly, huge influences on pop culture and the world. Okay? Both films can get their dues. The Dark Knight, what it did for giving us a realistic, grounded take that changed Hollywood for the better part of it's still being felt today, for better or for worse. Black Panther for its cultural movement and a black lead in a superhero film that does over $1 billion with a 99.95% black cast based in Africa. Huge cultural movement. We all saw it, right? I get that. Greatest 100 films of all time. These two comic book films make it. But you know what film didn't make this list? I will argue for 4 films that should have, that are comic book films. 1, Superman the movie. Without Superman the movie, the first one, Richard Donner, Christopher Reeves, there is no superhero films the way you know them. Literally, there is dozens of directors who are alive today, who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, who all say Superman is the reason that they wanted to get into film. Producers like Kevin Feige based his career about Superman being the inspiration for the entire MCU and the type of film he wants to tell. I'll give you another one. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1. Say what you will about the film. Is the second film better? Infinitely, yes. But Spider-Man 1 proved you can do bright suits, comic book come to life, the ridiculous Green Lantern suit, and all of it. And if you handle it with care, the end result is exactly what we got. The start of the boom of the comic book industry. Another film I would put on this list over those two is Batman '89, the first Tim Burton film. That literally spawned what we know today as the blockbuster summer release. Cereal boxes, milk cartons, all these products that have superheroes everywhere doesn't exist without Batman '89 and the mass commercialism and licensing out of products onto everything related to a film. And the last one, this one will piss people off, but its impact on the entire industry, the world, and the entire landscape of Hollywood today cannot be understated. And that's the first Avengers film. It took a concept that every single studio rejected, every financier rejected. They all said, this is never going to work. Why would we want to finance this? You can't make people believe that Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America can hang out in the same place and fight the same villain. That's why you need to license out these properties. It was expected to make $650 million worldwide. It did that in less than 2 weeks. It redefined everything. Everybody started chasing a shared universe concept. The Dark Knight fundamentally is a great film with many errors. People will quickly overlook how Chris Nolan could not handle hand-to-hand fighting or combat in that. the use of camera work that's bad, especially in that underground chase sequence where they break the simple rule of if a car is traveling to the left, the next scene needs to be the actors or the camera going to the left. They constantly swap it to the right with errors in editing. Black Panther, do I need to mention the third act and the PS2 level CG? I get both of these films are important and both have their place. But to put them over some films that literally changed the entire landscape in various ways for specific reasons, because without Batman 89, you don't have The Dark Knight. Without the Avengers, you don't have Black Panther. Without Superman, you don't have any of them. And without Spider-Man 1, you don't have the boom of comic book films that started. Remember, even WB, after Superman, failed to get off the ground and Batman failed with Batman and Robin, weren't going to do another one. But they saw what happened with X-Men and then Spider-Man and said, you know what? We can go more comic book. Let's go. Now, again, I do want to specify, I absolutely love Black Panther. I love The Dark Knight. I think they're both films deserving of many accolades, many which are overblown and people choose to ignore their problems, and both have multiple problems in them. But the fact that these two films are used as a shining example above anything else just feels weird to me. And it goes back to that whole argument that people have about why both of these films are now seen as two of the best films, despite the fact that when they came out, there was many people that were saying, no, not this or not that. And trust me, I was there when The Dark Knight came out. I was in the forums. People argued many plot points from it. Two-Face completely wasted. What they set up for the third film didn't make sense. How Batman was represented. The lack of detective work. I mean, so much, you know? Black Panther, CG, plot issues, pacing issues. It's all there. But people choose to overlook it for one specific reason. And I'm seeing that pop up a lot with both of these films. And that's because both had a respective star that died. And if you want to acknowledge these films and their great contributions, then do that. But you don't have to shoehorn it in forcefully because you feel like you need to, because just everybody says the same thing. Heath Ledger, amazing performance as Joker. Bar none. Might be the best performance we're ever going to get in live action. Chadwick, perfect Black Panther. Commanded that role. Absolutely incredible. But what do you do to the legacy of both of those when you forcefully put it in there and ignore some other films that paved the way for them? I just don't get it, guys. I don't get it. I'm sorry. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.